When we look at the sky energies for the week of April 20th, oh my goodness, my dears, grab your coffee. Because, what happens when you press the gas pedal straight to the floor, but you rip the emergency brake up at the exact same time?
Well, you burn out the engine. You absolutely burn
You
out.
burn out the engine, my honeys. And right now, that is exactly what the universe is trying to do to our fiery, gorgeous Sagittarius. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our cosmic space. We are your absolute favorite, highly energetic, fiercely loving astrology guides, and I have been vibrating out of my chair all morning waiting to talk to you.
Oh, I am right there with you. It is literally impossible to sit still with the sky, putting on a dramatic, theatrical performance like this. It is so wonderful to be here sharing this warm little bubble with you, our nice-hearted listener. Pour another cup, settle in, because it feels exactly like we're gathered around a cozy cafe table in Istanbul, leaning in for the most scandalous, life-changing cosmic gossip.
We absolutely are. We are ready to spill it all. And today, my honeys, our mission is very, very special. We are looking at massive foundational planetary data, truly crazy cosmic shifts happening right now, and we are decoding every single drop of it specifically for the gorgeous, untamed fire energy of my dear Sagittarius.
Yes, my dear Sagittarius.
Yes.
Your ruling element is fire. You are naturally adventurous, wildly optimistic, and your entire soul's purpose is to expand out into the world and experience everything.
Absolutely.
But this week, the universe is serving up a very unique, very restrictive menu. We have to understand the why and the how behind these massive shifts so you can use this gorgeous energy to your advantage instead of feeling like you're just, drowning in it.
Sagittarius are impatient. I'm getting straight to the point. Why do my honeys feel so incredibly sluggish, heavy, and downright frustrated right now? Because I look at the chart and I don't just see a minor roadblock. I see a massive apocalyptic cosmic traffic jam happening right in the middle of their joy.
A cosmic traffic jam is the absolute perfect way to describe the psychological pressure cooker of this week.
Yeah.
So let's unpack the mechanics of this. Right now, at the very start of the week, we have an incredibly rare alignment happening in the fire sign of Aries. We have Mars, which is the planet of passion, drive, kinetic energy, and pure, unadulterated willpower. Mars wants to go fast.
So fast.
Right, but sitting exactly next to it in a mathematically tight conjunction is Saturn. Saturn is the planet of rules, harsh reality, restrictions, and hitting the absolute brakes. Oh, and Mercury is right there too, dragging your daily thoughts and communications into this messy, heavy mix.
The gas pedal and the brake at the exact same time. It is maddening. And here's where I want to bring my own analysis into this, because this isn't just happening anywhere in the sky. This specific exact conjunction of Mars and Saturn in Aries hasn't happened in 28 years.
Wow, 28 years.
Right. And for my dear Sagittarius, this once in 3 decades pileup is happening right in your 5th house. The house of joy, romance, inner child creativity, and play. No wonder my honeys are practically crawling up the walls. It's like trying to sprint a marathon through a swimming pool filled with thick, sticky honey. You have all this fire, you want to run free and have fun, but the universe is forcing you to move in agonizing slow motion. How on earth does a wildfire sign survive this?
It is pure psychological torture for a fire sign. But, we have to look at why Saturn does this. Saturn doesn't restrict you just to be cruel. Saturn restricts you to administer a profound stress test on your foundations. What this means emotionally and socially is that the pressure is building. You might wake up and feel a sudden, unexplainable drop in motivation.
Yeah, you think, where did my usual vibrant spark go?
Exactly. But it's actually Saturn asking you, are you chasing the right kind of joy, or are you just burning energy to avoid sitting still?
Oh, that is deep. Are you burning energy to avoid sitting still? And we absolutely have to talk about the friend groups here, because Sagittarius loves their expansive social circles. They love the banter. But this week, I am seeing so many irritated Sagittarius placements.
Oh, absolutely. Let's look at the how of that irritation. With Mercury, the planet of communication, trapped in this heavy Saturn-Mars pressure cooker, you're going to experience intense mental friction in your tight-knit friend groups. Aries energy is highly individualized. It's about the self. So you might be sitting with your 3 absolute best friends and suddenly you feel incredibly lonely.
Like you're the 4th wheel.
Yes. You might look around at people you have loved for years and realize, wow, this chatter is suddenly unbearably superficial and boring to me. I am fundamentally not connecting with this frequency.
I love you all dearly, but please, for the love of the stars, stop talking. That is such a mood this week. You just want to pull back and isolate, which is so unlike a typical Sagittarius. And what about family? Because the fifth house doesn't just rule our hobbies, it rules our children and our creations, right?
It does. So if you have kids, or if you're heavily involved with family members, prepare for Saturn's favorite pop quiz, which is unexpected stress and delayed gratification. We're talking about sudden fevers, a random cold, or big exciting weekend plans that completely dissolve at the last minute because someone needs care.
Oh, the worst.
Right. You want to go out and be your free, expansive self, but the universe says, no. Today, you are required to stay home, be present, and master your patience. That is Saturn's ultimate lesson, endurance and responsibility in the face of frustration.
Saturn is such a strict, unyielding teacher. But we listen because the consequences of ignoring Saturn are always worse. So knowing that this psychological pressure cooker is building, what is the absolute best way for my honeys to handle their physical bodies and their wallets this week?
Because this energy is so incredibly tense, the wise advice here is extreme, radical patience. Do not try to force a locked door open. Do not take any big financial risks right now. No gambling, no impulsive stock investments, no buying expensive plane tickets just because you feel trapped.
Save the money, my honeys.
Yes, and crucially because Mars rules our physical kinetic drive, and it is currently being squashed by Saturn. Beware of sports injuries.
Oh my gosh, yes. The frustrated kinetic energy has to go somewhere, and if you aren't careful, it goes straight into your joints. My dear Sagittarius, please listen to this.
Exactly. The psychology of an injury right now is just your body manifesting your mental frustration. So no crazy jumping this week, no sudden jerky movements, no heavy lifting if you aren't focused, and please protect your head from bumps. Your physical energy is completely at odds with the cosmic weather right now. Stop fighting the current. Let the honey pool slow you down safely.
Protect the head, save the money, and take a massive deep breath.
I love that. Okay, but let's shift gears. Because we cannot stay in this heavy, sticky energy forever. The pressure cooker from the early week needs an outlet, and that outlet is arriving with a bang. We are getting down to business.
Yes, we are. The sun is officially moving into practical, earthy, deeply grounded Taurus. And for Sagittarius, Taurus rules your sixth house.
The sixth house. The daily grind. Routine, diet, sleep, acts of service, and deep organization. Hold on, I have to push back here. You're telling me the wild, freedom-loving, philosophizing Sagittarius is suddenly going to find deep spiritual fulfillment in folding laundry and color-coding spreadsheets. How does that not make them completely miserable?
I know it sounds like a nightmare for a fire sign. But the universe is actually giving you a massive grounding cord. After the exhausting emotional weight of the early week, this Taurus energy arrives to force a very necessary focus on your physical vessel and your daily routines. It's Saturn's grounding lesson put into practical action.
So it's asking the hard questions. Exactly. How are you eating? Are you running on 4 hours of sleep and pure caffeine? How toxic or organized is your actual workspace? But, my nice-hearted listener, do not be fooled. This isn't just a quiet, boring week of doing chores.
Oh, no, it absolutely is not. Because Friday is when the pressure cooker explodes and the fireworks happen. Oh my God, can you look at the chances of the Sagittarius this week? It will make you smile, but I promise you, it is going to be chaotic.
It is going to be highly electric. On Friday, Venus and Uranus form a massive exact conjunction in the sky. And here is the fascinating astrological detail that we must talk about. They are meeting at the very last degree of Taurus.
Yes, the 29th degree. For my honeys who love astrology, the 29th degree is known as the anaretic degree. It is a point of karmic crisis, climax, and absolute volatility. This isn't just a minor surprise at the water cooler. This is a grand finale, a massive release of pent-up energy in their sixth house of work. So wait, are we going to be rich, or are we just going to be angrily scrubbing the kitchen counter? How does a wild Sagittarius handle this explosive, grounded energy?
Well, the brilliant thing about Uranus is that it could honestly be both simultaneously. Let's break down the why. Venus rules your values, your money, and your magnetism. Uranus acts as a revolutionary, evolutionary force that violently removes complacency so you don't sleepwalk through your life. When these two collide at that critical 29th degree in your sixth house of work and daily systems, expect absolute workplace shockers.
Oh, give me the juicy details. What kind of shockers are we talking about?
We are talking about sudden lightning bolt shakeups that alter your daily reality. You might walk into work on Friday and experience a surprise jump in sales or a massive bonus that completely blows your mind. Or the opposite side of Uranus, out of nowhere, a toxic manager suddenly quits. You could get a completely unexpected promotion because a department suddenly restructures. Or the company might announce a total change in workplace rules that flips your daily routine completely upside down.
I can't believe it. Just a regular Friday morning turning into a complete unpredictable circus at the office. And what about at home? Because the sixth house isn't just where we earn our paychecks, it's our daily domestic environment too. Our chores, our pets, our flatmates.
Exactly. This electric, rebellious Uranus energy operates on the frequency of absolute truth and sovereignty,
Eh.
which means it might spark some serious domestic drama. You might get this sudden, overwhelming urge to establish fierce boundaries.
Oh boy.
Yeah, if you have been carrying the mental load, if your flatmates or your family members haven't been doing their fair share of the chores, you will not hold back. The legendary Sagittarius truth teller will come out blazing and say, I am not doing all of this alone anymore. The system is broken.
Oh, I can just see it now. My honey is standing in the middle of the kitchen, holding a wet sponge like a gladiator's sword, demanding absolute justice. Why am I the only person in this house who understands the complex geometry of loading a dishwasher?
Absolutely, it is the battle of the sponge. But here's where we need to connect this to the bigger picture, because there is a cosmic trap hidden in this excitement. Right in the middle of all this chaotic sixth house energy, the quarter moon in Leo is forming a harsh square, a clash with the sun in Taurus.
Ah, Leo, another gorgeous fire sign. The Leo energy wants to roar, it wants to perform, it wants to be magnanimous and say, yes, I am the hero, I can do everything for everyone.
Right, Leo wants the applause. But clashing with the practical, realistic Taurus sun, there is a massive psychological lesson here. The wise advice for this specific clash: do not promise more than you can realistically deliver just to please others or to look like the savior.
Ooh, that is a tough, tough pill to swallow for Sagittarius. We are Jupiter ruled. We always think we have infinite energy, infinite time, and infinite resources.
But you don't right now. The Saturn restriction from Monday is still echoing in your body. You must protect your physical energy. With Uranus bringing absolute chaos to your work schedule and the Leo moon pushing your ego to show off, you could easily instantly burn out. You have to say no to extra tasks.
Boundaries, my dears. Set those fierce boundaries.
Exactly. Let the workplace drama unfold, let the managers quit, let the kitchen get a little messy, without taking the responsibility to fix it all on your own shoulders.
Conserve that precious fire, because if you save your energy during the chaotic work week, if you refuse to fix everyone else's problems, the universe is going to reward you in the most spectacular, breathtaking way for the weekend.
Oh, this is without a doubt my absolute favorite part of the cosmic weather this week. The weekend brings the ultimate relationship glow-up.
Yes, let the choir sing. After the honey pool restrictions, the office circus, the dramatic scrubbing of the counters, the universe takes all that evolutionary pressure and moves the cosmic party directly into your relationship sector. My honeys, the Gemini era begins.
It is a massive tectonic shift in the sky. By the end of the week, both Venus and Uranus finally leave that heavy, grounded, earthy Taurus energy and burst into the fast, airy, highly communicative sign of Gemini. For you, Sagittarius, Gemini sits directly across from you on the zodiac wheel. It is your seventh house, the house of partnerships, marriage, long-term business partners, and all committed one-on-one relationships.
Air feeding fire. When you put Gemini air on Sagittarius fire, it explodes into the most buzzy, exciting, intellectually stimulating inferno. So what happens first? Let's break this down chronologically, starting with Venus.
Let's start with the short-term magic, the appetizer. Venus is the planet of love, charm, magnetism, and connection. Moving into your seventh house kicks off a delightful, breezy 3-week period. After all the heaviness of the week, this is going to be filled with intense flirting, incredibly playful energy, and deep, fascinating conversations that go late into the night.
Ooh, so if you are single, throw on your best outfit and get ready to mingle. The universe is literally handing you the microphone.
Absolutely, your charm will be off the charts. But if you are in an existing committed relationship, this is a beautiful, profound time to heal old wounds. How? By intentionally focusing on what you have in common rather than what divides you.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Venus in Gemini loves to chat, to laugh, to share random articles, to debate ideas. It reminds you on a cellular level exactly why you like this person in the first place.
I love that so much. Focus on the fun, focus on the shared inside jokes. It's like a cool, refreshing breeze after all that sweaty Saturn restriction. But Venus is just the 3-week appetizer, isn't she? Because Uranus is the main course, and this is where the astrology gets absolutely wild.
It really is the main event. What's fascinating here is that Uranus isn't just visiting Gemini for a quick 3-week vacation. Uranus is a slow-moving outer planet. It is moving into your seventh house of partnerships for the next 7 years.
7 years, my dears. Take a breath. 7 years.
7 long, transformative years. This kicks off a massive generational era of unpredictable, highly unusual, fundamentally non-traditional relationships for Sagittarius.
Okay, I need us to really unpack this because my dear Sagittarius loves an adventure, but the seventh house is about commitment. What does an unpredictable, highly unusual relationship actually look like for them over the next decade?
Well, if you are single, Uranus demands that you throw your entire type out the window. Uranus operates on the frequency of individuation. It wants you to break your own rules. You might suddenly, inextricably fall head over heels for someone completely outside your usual demographic.
No way.
Yes, someone you would normally never look twice at, someone with a totally different cultural background, a wildly different career, or a completely alien worldview. Uranus demands novelty. It breaks the mold so you can discover a new version of yourself through this bizarre new partner.
I can't believe it. The rebel planet making you fall for the absolute wild card. Isn't it great? I love a plot twist. But what if my honeys are already in a deeply committed long-term relationship or a marriage? How did they survive 7 years of the great awakener, Uranus, constantly shaking their dining room table?
This is such a crucial question. If we connect this to the core psychological need of a Sagittarius, well, it's freedom. Uranus in the seventh house acts as an evolutionary force that violently removes codependency. Couples will need to give each other radical, terrifying amounts of personal space and freedom to keep the spark alive.
Wow, okay.
Uranus absolutely hates feeling trapped or smothered. If the relationship has grown boring, predictable, or if you are sleepwalking through your routines, Uranus will create immense friction, risking sudden out-of-the-blue breakups.
Wow, so it is literally adapt, evolve, or break. There is no staying in the comfort zone.
Exactly. You have to actively, consciously choose to bring excitement and autonomy into the partnership. Take spontaneous solo trips, try radically new things together, allow your partner to have their own completely separate hobbies and friend groups. The paradox of Uranus is this. The more freedom and independence you give each other, the stronger and more magnetic the bond will actually become under this 7-year transit. You're giving each other the space to constantly reinvent yourselves.
Absolutely. It's an evolutionary pressure to grow. A whole new era of love, a 7-year cycle of unpredictable, breathtaking romance. It's like the universe is looking right at you and saying, no more boring dates, no more predictable routines, no more compromising your wild soul for the sake of peace. Sagittarius, you are being formally invited to the most exciting cosmic dance of your life.
It really is a divine invitation to completely redefine what partnership means to you. It doesn't have to look like your parents' marriage. It doesn't have to look like anyone else's relationship online. It just has to be radically authentic to your fiery, independent, brilliant spirit.
My nice-hearted listener, you deserve every single bit of this exciting, fresh, revolutionary energy coming your way. Look at the journey we just took. We have traveled from the sticky, frustrating honey of the Mars-Saturn traffic jam, pushed through the chaotic, boundary-testing workplace surprises of Taurus, all the way to this beautiful, brilliant, mind-expanding new era of Gemini love.
You've navigated it beautifully just by being aware of the currents. Just remember the key mechanisms we discussed. Extreme patience with your body in the early week. Fiercely protect your energetic boundaries in the middle and open your mind to the totally unexpected by the weekend.
My dear Sagittarius, we are sending you plenty of positive energy. May your gorgeous fire energy shine even brighter this week. You are so unbelievably strong, so capable, and the stars are perfectly aligning to bring you exactly the evolutionary growth you need.
But before we let you go, this entire look into the seventh house raises an important question, a final provocative thought for you to carry into the weekend. We talk so much about romance, but what if the highly unusual, unpredictable person entering your life this weekend isn't a romantic partner, but a wild, creative collaborator who will completely change your life's trajectory?
Oh, wow. What a brilliant thought. Think about it, my honeys. Keep your eyes wide open. Next week, your Sagittarius is waiting for big surprises. In order not to miss it, don't forget to subscribe to our channel called What Do Stars Say? And if you like our horoscope interpretation of this week, don't forget to like it. Don't be shy to share your comment with us.